Hello everyone, thanks for stopping by. Marine here for FAWN. I'm very happy to be back on the channel. I'm back with a new platform pop-up idea for you. Today we're going to build a basket and fill it with a sweet and cute little ship and balls of yarn. So I'm going to build the basket first. I die cut two platform-based pieces out of a sweater weather pattern paper, and I used the same die to cut two additional white pieces. I will use those elements to make a lacy border on the basket, and I cut three T-shape pieces. First, I'm going to fold those two platform-based pieces on the score lines. The die creates those score lines for you, so it's easy to fold the paper on the right spots. So our first platform-based piece is done. Off screen, I did the same thing on the second one. And next I'm going to add double-sided tape on the tabs, the one at the top next to the scalloped border, and the one at the bottom. And here we go. Next, I'm going to work on the T-shape pieces. I'm keeping one of them. I fold it right on the score line. And I'm going to add double-sided tape on the small tab, just like so. Next, I'm flipping the platform-based piece over, as well as the T-shape piece. I put the T-shape piece through the slot. I fold the section with the slot, just like so. And I pull on the T-shape to make sure that it's aligned with the slot. Next, I peel the backing paper of the T-shape piece tab, and I press on that small tab to stick it at the back of the platform piece. Next, I remove the backing paper of the platform piece tab so I can fold the scalloped section on that tab, and this way complete the first half of our platform pop-up base. Next, I'm going to repeat those steps to make the second half. I folded the T-shaped piece on the score line and I added tape on the small tab. So now I can flip the platform-based piece over as well as the T-shaped piece. I put the T-shaped piece into the slot and I fold that section. Next, I pull on the T-shaped piece to line it up with the slot. I remove the backing paper of the small tab and I stick that tab at the back of the platform piece. Next, I can peel the backing paper of the platform piece tab, and I fold the scalloped part to attach it to the tab and complete the second half of our platform pop-up base. And these will go just like so. Next, I took the last T-shaped piece, and we don't need the tab at the bottom, so I'm just cutting it off. And I'm going to add tape on the bottom part. And that last T-shaped piece, I'm going to stick it on one of the platform base, right in the middle. So I'm folding that platform base flat, and I'm attaching the T-shaped piece in the middle of that rectangle section. I line up both pieces at the bottom, and I make sure that the top part of the T-shaped piece is peeking out at the top. Next, I'm going to join the two platform pieces. I'm just lining both elements next to each other on my grid. And I stick the tab on the left platform piece to the other platform piece, just like so. I'm going to add double-sided tape on the rectangle that has the T-shaped piece. I remove the backing papers. And next, I fold the platform piece on the left to stick it to the other. I just line the bottoms up. I press firmly to connect everything. And finally, I can stick the last tab to totally complete our platform pop-up base. Next, I'm going to add lace all along the scalloped border. I'm using the white pieces I cut at the beginning and this stitched scalloped border die to cut two thin strips. I'm going to fold those two lacy strips on the score lines and I'm going to stick them on the platform pop-up base. I'm starting by applying liquid glue on the middle section all along the scalloped edge to attach the middle part of the first lacy border. And then I'm just repeating the same steps to stick the border on the left side and on the right side. I'm trimming the border, and off screen I just attached the second one, and our basket is totally complete. So now I'm going to create some colorful balls of yarn. And to make those elements, I'm using this circle die from the Reveal Wheel Circle Sentiments die set. And I'm going to cut 4 circles out of each of those flower market pattern papers. These are just perfect with the stripes to make balls of yarn. So here we have all the circles, and to make the different layers we always see on balls of yarn, I'm just going to cut a circle in 2 parts. It doesn't have to be 2 equal parts, and I will glue those 2 parts on another circle just like so. And to assemble those balls of yarn, I'm going to use foam squares to bring some dimension to each piece. And you can see that for some of them, I added only 1 additional layer just to bring some variation. So on the left, we have the balls of yarn I just did. I also cut some strings using coordinating dies from Really High 5 and some of the new textured cardstock. And some small balls of yarn using a die from the Tiny Gift Box Cat add-on. And I'm first going to stick some balls of yarn inside the basket directly on the T-shaped pieces. And I've already said it in my previous platform pop-up card videos, but to me the easiest and fastest way to stick elements on those T-shaped pieces is to use 3mm glue dots. So I'm just going to stack some balls of yarn on the first row and on the second and third one as well. And I'm also going to add the small balls of yarn as well as the strings. So once the basket was full, I cut the different pieces to build the ship. I used the tiny gift box goat and llama add-on for the main pieces on the left. I wanted the ship to have a collar with a heart, so I used a die from the scalloped box card pop-up die set to cut a strip. And to make the ship very fluffy, I used a die from Lift the Flap Meadow. So I'm going to assemble the different pieces to build my ship. And we can see it on screen, but the cream, almost white paper I used to cut most of the elements is from the textured dot neutral paper pack. I thought that it would be nice to bring some interest and texture to those plain elements. To finish my ship, I cut a heart using a die from the stitched cupcake die set. I'm gluing this red heart on the collar, and I'm going to apply a coat of glossy accents on it to make it super shiny. Next step is to create the sentiment. Off screen, I cut some Henry's ABC's letters to make the word wool. I used a nitpicky pattern paper to stay in the fabric theme, and I used several stamp sets to make the second part of my sentiment. The word always from Thanks a Bushel, the word be from Peacock before and afters, my from Holiday Helpers, and finally friend from the How You Been Christmas Cookies add-on. I white hit embossed those words on black licorice cardstock, and I used an everyday sentiment banner die to cut that phrase. And now we can read, "Will always be my friend." Next, I'm going to stick the ship inside the basket, and the first row of balls of yarn was a little bit too high, and we couldn't see the ship very well. So I just removed the top section and I attached the ship on the second T-shape piece using 3mm glue dots again. And I'm not wasting the balls of yarn I just removed. I'm just sticking them on the third T-shape piece. And that's it. This is the final result. The basket is all done with colorful balls of yarn, and this cute and lovely ship is here to tell you that we'll always be his friend. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video. Have an amazing day. Bye!